I just thought it had such an incredible scope of characters and their points of view and their compassion and their complexities, and I loved it. I read it with my kids. They all loved it, and it was at that point that I thought, let me just find out this has got to be being made into a movie. I was not the first to the party of loving this book, and so they were just in the still like baby stages of putting it together. And it happened to be people that I had worked with previously. So it all kind of came together really quickly at that point. It is about a boy entering 5th grade, and he is a boy who has never been to school before. He's been homeschooled his whole life, and he has an older sister who is going into high school. And he's never been to school before because he has facial differences, and as a young boy has had many surgeries and all kinds of time spent in the hospital. So I think his mother in particular at this point in his life sees an opportunity of his health and of his own kind of social and academic growth, that now is the time to start going to school. So it is the school year of 5th grade, and the experience of this young man. We all kind of have this incredible shift in our lives when you become a parent, when you become this sort of incredible steward to this human life, and that becomes your complete and total priority. And so I think particularly for Isabel, being Augie's mom became immediately consuming in the most incredible way and in the most stressful way. And just trying to keep this little boy alive, I think, for his parents was very challenging, and certainly everything that she was trying to accomplish as a creative individual in the world fell to the wayside. And so certainly him going back to school, which is, I think, very bittersweet for her. It's the first time in his whole life that they haven't been together almost every minute of every day. He really kind of reinvented Nate for me. He just, oh my God, I thought he was so fantastic. And I felt bad for Stephen because Owen and I are, we have very similar senses of humor. We kind of know how to lead each other in this little comic dance that we would do. And sometimes we would just really get to laughing to the point where it was unprofessional. I remember when I read the book by myself before I read it with my kids, I just felt like it was a really wonderful, gentle reminder for me to find more ways in a day, in a conversation, in this life, to choose the nicer approach than the faster or the sarcastic or the negative, because these are like a million choices in a day, just a little nicer, a little more patient. And I think we really had a great gift in Stephen being a novelist as well as a screenwriter and a director, because I really believe it allowed him to make an incredible, faithful adaptation to the emotion of this book.